With you. Welcome everyone back to another Rise of Kingdoms live stream. We're back with the 1365 KVK Kingsland. We're back a little bit early because I finished ARC a little bit early and I was able to get something to eat and all that, and I'm rested up a little bit to go ahead and stream for another couple hours here at least till reset, and then we'll see how much longer we'll go. It's another 3-hour stream probably roughly here. Right now the map is basically the same as I'd kind of already left it, where the 1365 is still pushing as hard as they possibly can against 1875 and also against 2244 and against 2338, I think it was the kingdom that you were talking about. They've been pushing against them as much as they possibly can. There's 2 murder balls here against 1875 and BLN. They're going to probably be pushing each other again pretty heavily here very, very soon, because it looks like that BLN has managed to burn 1875's flags. Now, I don't know how long they'll be able to keep burning these flags, because right now both sides are healing, and that stalemate I was talking about earlier is in effect, where both sides are healing their flags, not really burning each other right now. So it's going to be a battle of how fast can JST lock 2244 out of Kingsland. If they can lock them out of Kingsland, this is going to be a much more different fight than it is right now. As we were kind of talking about last stream, I had taken a break to do ARC. It's a really chill ARC where it was only like a couple players on both sides, so it wasn't too big of an ordeal where I didn't want to stream it because I wanted to kind of just chill out for a little bit, and I needed to get something to eat for lunch anyways. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the stream, and we'll get it started here real quick once this battle starts going, and we'll go ahead and check some other parts of the map here pretty soon. So also from what I can gather, 1365 has been able to burn 2244 still after about an hour here that we were gone for about an hour and a half. 1365 has still been pushing 2244 as hard as they possibly can and burning as many flags as they can so that they can basically unstalemate this position here. So this engagement here should start very, very soon, as there's a lot of marches here about ready to engage. I would imagine that we're just waiting for the last few players here, and then this should be kicking off here real quick, depending on who really wants the push first. I will say that I would imagine this is still going to be a fairly even fight either way, whether or not one thinks they're more ready than the other. Just depends on a lot of different things, but I do believe it's going to be a pretty even fight here once this kicks off. And I'm really glad, excuse me, really glad that my laptop and everything is working well. There's no problems with the stream as of yet, so good things are happening for me. So we'll definitely be popping some streams off tomorrow. This is getting ready to kick off, so be ready for a little bit of a lag probably once this thing kicks off here in about 30 seconds probably. But definitely be streaming the Arc Osiris matches tomorrow, trying to do some of those, and I'll probably try to make a video about Infinite Magic Raid probably tomorrow afternoon after the Arc matches, and then I'll probably drop a Rise of Kingdoms video maybe the day after, depending on some things. But we're going to be trying to crank up the content a little bit on my side, so you have to stay tuned for that as this fight here kicks off with 1365 and 1875. And let me get the music going again. It may just be that this song's just a little bit longer, so should be kicking off again. This fight's going to be very explosive because this is a lot of players all in the same spot right now. So I I mean, I'm not surprised that all three Imperiums can match up to 1365. It's more surprising that 1365 can hold their own against three Imperiums. Like, I mean, you're talking at least 3 alliances per kingdom. And, I mean, 1365 hasn't shied away from pretty much anybody other than 2338. They've had to a little bit because they've concentrated their forces in one spot with 2338. So they've kind of had to back off a little bit there. But this is a very large murder ball fight. Have to see who gets on top of this, because it's been a stalemate all day long on this side of the field, so it really is just going to depend on whether or not they can get the upper hand one side or the other. And they're fighting on 1365 territory, so that's going to help them a little bit from what I can tell. We'll probably experience a little bit of a lag of some sort, or drop frame. Not drop frame, but a frame rate issue a little bit, because there's so much going on the screen. So we're gonna have to see if we get any other info on how this has been going, and maybe see how this has been going. This seems like 1365 definitely seems to be able to push wherever they need to, whenever they need to, and whenever they want to, basically, to take everything out. Which has definitely helped them out in the long run here, because they're able to just keep pushing. And it's just a very large murder ball fight here for 1365 and 1875. Still pushing is 1875 here. I think that 1875 is getting a wee bit of the advantage here, simply because they keep pushing more and more north. But I think 1365 definitely here is going to have the upper hand overall, since they're on territory, and they're also probably are slightly better marches and stuff. A lot of 875 going back and forth. We'll go ahead and check the JST side here in a little bit, just to kind of see how it's been going. But I'm probably going to go ahead and maybe copy my link from YouTube into the game maybe, or something later here, just to see if anybody else will join the live stream here. But I'm not sure I'm going to do that yet. A lot of marches on the field here, though. So we're going to grab that Discord link real fast that I've been sharing. Just real quick, go back in game, let the connection redo, and then we'll probably go ahead and share it maybe. See if anybody will join the stream for this 1365 fight here. So we'll see if anybody else will join the live stream here, and then we'll keep streaming here for a couple hours at least. Thinking BLN is getting the upper hand from the top a little bit, because 875 keeps going up and down a lot, which causes a lot of issues for them in this big murder ball fight here. BLN's doing a lot less refreshing and a lot less backing up. They're doing a lot of just switching targets, which gives them a lot better AoE advantage and stuff like that. So we'll see how that kind of goes here. One other thing I'm going to go ahead and go do just real quick is go share this somewhere else and see if anybody else will join the stream real fast, and then we'll come right back. And then we'll come right back to the 1365 fight. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Go ahead and swap back. I'm gonna share it here too. See if we can't get a little bit more people to join the stream. Whoops. That's the wrong language. Go ahead and swap to the main real quick. Then we're gonna go ahead and go to the 1365 fight. Real quick. See if anybody else is around to watch the fight. I'm gonna check JST on this side here. So I imagine they're still burning, getting ready to burn this flag from 2244 here. And then we're gonna see what they're doing up top here, see if they're still pushing over on this side. So 1365 is burning 2244 up here. Resources being exchanged because I'm sure some people aren't able to fight at all times. JST is burning all the 2244 flags up top here. 2244 is trying to back flag, and they will be very successful in doing that for the next probably 2 to 3 hours, I would imagine. So we're gonna go ahead and see if JST is gonna push anywhere else. I think they are pushing a lot more down south here for this flag that's gonna be getting burned. We'll have to see if they need to push too much more, but I think 2244 may be going into their downtime. So we're gonna go ahead and see if 2338 is over here somewhere, pushing against JG or OG. Looks like 1875 is pushing against JG right here. Flags are being burned against 1365 in this area. So we'll also go ahead and check the left side of the map here in a little bit and see how that side of the map is going. But this is kind of a slow burn against 1365 because 1875 has still been burning them, but they're able to backflag much more efficiently in JG than it is against 2244, where they kind of have to only backflag to the mountain hop. So that's kind of their biggest issue. But the overall map has not really changed since the last stream we did about an hour ago, where 2338 has the Zig basically surrounded. I think that OG or JG is touching one of the citadels right now, and then it's possible that 1365 has pushed a little bit here and burned a flag maybe, but I think that it may not have just been a very big advancement on 2338 so far, because 1365 stacked a lot of flags in that middle area to keep them from advancing while they deal with this top right portion. And then 1875 has not made any progress all day against BLN on this side. None. Absolutely zero. The flags are still healing from probably an hour ago. 1875 is taking field control a little bit, but this this field fight here has been basically a stalemate all day long. It's been going back and forth, pretty much all day long, and that's been the benefit of 1365 because they're able to keep pushing on the right side against 2244. Let's see what nail I have. I actually ended up saving the rest of the hammers that I had from the hammer event because I think that I can get a little bit more value if I save the last like 60 or 70 that I had, because I'm not going to be able to get to the legendary floor with that many. But BLN has done a fantastic job today in basically holding 1875 at this very exact point all day long since this earlier today. And this fight has been this intense the whole time, where there's been a lot of give and take depending on who's ready to fight the hardest. We'll watch this for a little bit, and then we'll see if JST has pushed and done any rallies on any of the flags on the other side. Because it's very possible that they have pushed on the flags and tried to burn them, because like we were showing, JST is still burning the very top right of the pass flags that are near the pass against 2244. Yeah, Rick, BLN hasn't lost a single flag on this side of the map all day. They've basically stalemated this side the whole day, so it's been really good for them where they've stalemated. And like I was kind of saying, they're pushing that top right with JST, which is what I was kind of like my last stream. I was kind of saying that like JST is going to push right and BLN's going to hold, and that's what's happened all day long. And JST has made a lot of progress on that top right by the pass. And if they can get to the pass 8 of 2244, it's going to be a much bigger and different fight, because they're going to lock out 2244. And I do think that they're going to, in the next probably 4 or 5 hours, probably lock out 2244. Simply because they can't hold against JST. And BLN's just doing what they do best and just doing a really good job of holding while they wait for JST to do their work. And JG and OG are basically filling in the gaps where BLN is not, and doing their best to just back flag, because they don't have as much field presence as BLN does. BLN has probably got the most field presence other than JST, and BLN's just able to just basically match whatever 1875 can throw at them. So we're going to go ahead and see if JST has been swarming any flags on this top right side, because they've been basically swarming flags all day. So let's see here. That flag is burning. All the flags I think that they are touching are, I don't think that they can't get to that one. So all the flags are burning other than obviously this one, but they don't care because this one's almost gone. Pretty much all, I think 2244 is going into their downtime, like I was saying a little bit ago, because everything is burning on them. JST is going to want to burn that, because all they have to do is cut a straight path to this pass and basically burn to like wherever this last flag is, like this flag here, and it cuts them from the pass, and that cuts all this territory that they've been having issues with, where right here in this middle part where they've been having a little bit of issues there. And then all they have to do is basically keep cutting straight through the pass, and they cut all this territory. And then they can just keep cutting around and basically obtain a lot of territory and pour even more people in and hold a lot more ground, because JST definitely only has probably 20% of the map here. and the other probably 80% is the other kingdoms. And JST's done a good job of just making sure that they've pushed 2244 as hard as possible, because 2244 just has not had any kind of a luck. At the very beginning of the stream, the last stream, they pushed them all the way to the pass at the very start. Like it was pretty sad for 2244. They got pushed all the way to the pass, and I was like, oh man, they're that sucks. Like real bad. JG is just holding against 1875, and 1875 is gonna definitely burn any of these flags from JG. They just can't. They're too spread too thin with JG against not just 22, or not against just 1875, but against 2338 too, because they're around here somewhere with this big murder ball around here. At least it was earlier. It's a huge one. They may not have such a huge one anymore. Depends on where they're pushing. It could be over here that they're pushing with the biggest murder ball. Yeah, this is what they've been doing pretty much, was with all this huge murder ball, is just walking around burning stuff. On the other stream at the very beginning of this fight, they were at the pass, this pass 8, and just standing here. I think it was yes, this pass they were blocking it, because JST and OG and BLN didn't build any flags over here, which is kind of a mistake on their part. They just didn't like flag there, and then it was like they were having issues with 1875 too, because they couldn't put people through the pass because they didn't have any flags down to have people ported in, because they had flagged straight for 1875 very aggressively and had forgot the back flag for port spots. Eventually they did, but it looked a little bit rough for a little bit for them, because they just couldn't have the field, and finally they got to this point where it's even. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of JST players show up on this side, because, or they're going to show up in the middle of the map, because if that right side is basically went dead, which it wouldn't surprise me that 2244 has just left pretty much, because around this time is their downtime, and if there's going to be their downtime at all, JST is going to take advantage and burn everything, which is what they're doing, and then they'll just redistribute marches and push against 2338 and 1875, heal the flags in the middle with JG and OG, and then they're going to be pushing 1875 next. And I think JST has definitely got this KVK. If there was somebody else here other than 2244, no offense to them, if they could match 1875's field presence, then it would be a real fight. But they can't. They just can't. And it's that's the issue. That's their weak link in this KVK is 2244. They can't match the field from JST alone, which 1875 can, because this is what they've been doing all day. It's this huge fight, and I would say that 2244 has around half this from one side, so it's been kind of an issue for them at their peak, you know. There's this Caesar, so sad. But 75, I think, has been the kind of the MVP this KVK, at least in trying to push as hard as possible, because 2338 has been supporting them but not really taking the hits, and they've been kind of just walking around doing whatever they want. 1875 has been pushing extremely hard everywhere, because they're on the other side too, on the right side in the middle, pushing with 38. And they've been doing this all day with BLN. Welcome to the stream. But BLN's definitely didn't do a good job on this side, stalemating. I really think that JST should move some players over here and try and push away 1875 though, because if they can push 1875, it might break the morale a little bit on this left side, because they've basically got the right side locked out, at least for now, until there's a pushback from 2244. I haven't really gotten any of the reports in this KVK because a lot of the reports have been against a Xeno and like a Flav. Yeah, but I mean, 75's had this amount of presence since 17 UTC. Since Kingsland's open, this has been the amount of marches a 75 can place. And 75 doesn't really have a downtime from what I've seen. Other than maybe like when there's not a lot of fighting, they don't fight, but 75 is always on the field. So I think they've been doing the best out of everybody other than obviously 65. I would say if they had another alliance in 75, they could probably push against JST just as well as they are. But yeah, I mean, that's the way I've been seeing it. I've been watching it like the last 4 hours, 5 hours. So if 2244 was a little bit better, unfortunately, they would definitely be able to push JST, but it's definitely hard to beat JST. I mean, this is probably the most marches I've seen in a while in a KVK, other than maybe like a 254 KVK. But I mean, for all these Imperiums in here fighting each other, well, fighting is 365 obviously, but just the fact that 365 can fight them is pretty impressive. So they have like 5 or 6 alliances, I think. We're starting to see that BLN's starting to take the territory back and move the murder ball into 75's territory. So I think a lot of the players from the right side have moved over and are pushing to try and burn some of these flags, because they have not burned in many hours. Well, some of the BLN guys got kind of left behind there when 75 smashed them. A lot of the murder balls stayed on the top right and they got smashed. It's so sad. Now they'll all probably move together, but some of them got kind of smashed there and left behind. And 75 starting to push back, hopefully. And this fight's been going back and forth all day. It's just a lot of marches here. We'll go ahead and check to see if JST has moved their marches away here real soon, because I think they're going to start moving away from that right side unless they need to swarm something, because they really don't need them over there right now. Let's go ahead and see if JST is doing anything else, because I don't imagine they are, since the Kingsland hasn't really changed, like I was kind of saying, for a while. But they've been like right here for a while. Everything should be burning on this side, and it's just a lot of small fights. And I really don't understand that rally on that flag. It's not going to work, and JST, wouldn't surprise me if they swarm it, even though it's an Attila. I wouldn't surprise me if they swarm that, just because. But all these flags are definitely burning. A little bit of a push from 2244 to try to stop them from burning this flag up here in the top right. Seems like JST got... Oh, they probably burned their flag. That's what... Yeah, they burned the JST flag here. I was wondering, like, where did all the sad faces come from? It was the flag. So 2244 did push back. But I imagine if the JST comes up here, they're going to wipe the field. pretty easily. So we're going to see another train of marches coming up here from JST here pretty soon. See if they can push them out. I think that maybe one of these kingdoms has dropped Imperium, but I can't remember. Yeah, 2338 has dropped Imperium, which I'm surprised by a little bit. They must have been the smallest one in this KVK, maybe. I can't say that, but I mean, look at this. I mean, they still have a lot of people on the field from 2338. So I'm not sure where that Imperium drop came from, because they have a lot of players still. And JG is starting to stack up over here and try to hold their flag and make sure it doesn't burn. Some of their flags are healing, which is good. Hopefully they can heal these flags and keep it kind of at a stalemate against this 38 huge murder ball, because it's been like this all day with them. May have been a little bit bigger earlier, but it's still pretty big. I have to see. I'm wanting to unlock that John Zixa guy just because I want the pop-up for that. So I'm going to have to see if I can get that unlock on this account. I'll have to keep an eye on some of the stuff that's going on if I can get that unlock. So we'll keep an eye on that spot, but I think they won't push too much right now. 38's still burning the OG flag, so I imagine it's possible that one of these guys may get zeroed. So we'll keep an eye on this player. They'll at least probably take a rally in the next 10 to 20 minutes. We'll check to see if they move or not, or if they get rallied, because I haven't seen too many get zeroed this KVK, but it could very well happen if you get off territory, especially when flags start getting cut. So 38's going to push King Skill from 38. You're going to see this push this honestly very small murder ball from JG's got a very small murder ball here, so I don't think this is going to go very well for them. I mean, they've been taking I would say they've been getting, beat on all day long from 38, so they've basically been trying to just hold against this huge train of marches. This is basically what JST's been doing to 2244, is just doing this kind of fight where they just fly in with a huge train and just wreak havoc. So we'll have to see if they can hold against this murder ball, but they're gonna get wiped pretty easy. I think the lag for the players fighting those can be pretty heavy. So trying to switch targets in this is gonna be very difficult. Hopefully they can, but just have to see. But I don't think that JG is going to back down from this murder ball fight, because they usually haven't. They've been they go as long as they can, and then if they lose, they lose. Which is a good mentality for one of your alliances to have, is just, we're not going to give up, on this portion of the map, because we're winning on another one. But 38 is taking field control from JG. A lot of them are getting sent home. More and more 38 streaming in for this big murder ball fight that JG is definitely losing. Hopefully they didn't launch a rally on the flag on JG, and hopefully they can keep that flag full. So otherwise they're going to have a very difficult time trying to keep it alive. Seeing an Edward on the field is so sad sometimes. Haven't really seen too bad of marches for the majority of this though. Seen a lot of Edwards every once in a while, and a few Alex primaries and some things like that. A few Richards and things like that, but nothing so crazy that it's like, why would you use that, you know? Because there's at least a reason to use some of those marches rather than just using some weirdness. I've seen some double C's primary though. There's always somebody that has a double C. Almost always. .38 seems to be. Here comes the rally from 38 on this flag. Probably, I hope it's archers. If they're using cav still, it's kind of sad. Let's see if we can't see what this rally is real fast. It is a Henry and Nevu, so that's pretty good. Good thing that they're at least using archers in this flag, because I've seen a lot of Attila Nevs from the side of the field and stuff like that, so been kind of I would say the issue with their side of the field so far is that they haven't really been using the best rally. But this is actually a double rally. I think it's a Henry and Gilga maybe on the right side. I have to see. Yeah, Henry Gilga, which I would use Gilga first. Get the debuff and then hit big with Henry. But you can use it either way if you feel like it. But that Henry is looks like both of them may be getting swarmed a little bit. But I think this flag's going down with the amount of skill damage this flag's taking. Yeah, Captain popped it. It's going down. It looked like the Captain popped there. Maybe that was just a different march. No. I think we're lagging a little bit though, a little bit on the health bar. Cause I don't imagine that they could keep this flag yellow still. If they're keeping this flag yellow, that's pretty impressive. The double rally and swarm, it looks like to me. Well, maybe they're not swarming this flag. I can't tell if they're swarming this flag or if they're swarming that Henry rally. Looks like they canceled, 75 canceled their Henry rally, which I'm surprised by. They need to step up and swarm the flag if they're really wanting to burn this flag, because JG is doing an excellent job of keeping this flag full. I want to see, trying to see if we see how much normal attack. Yeah, they're taking 10,000 normal attack if they swarm this flag. This flag's full. This flag is very full. So, and the marches swarming this flag are taking a lot of damage right now, which is bad for them. This flag with the Xeno YSS is definitely keeping kept full, so that's really, really good for JG and all of them, because they're keeping it full, and any of these guys swarming are just getting a lot of normal attack. 8,000, like 7,000 normal attack for that Boudica swarming. Uh-oh. A little bit of March is going home because they must have been really low from the JG flag, but this Henry and Nebu is probably getting punished a little bit now since this flag is probably topped back off. JG, probably Attila Nev on this Henry, so that should help out. They probably will cancel this rally, because if they keep the flag full, swarming that Attila is going to hurt a lot. Depends if they use Attila Nev or Attila. Yeah, they did. Attila Nev's fine. I mean, if you knew that they were going to swarm you, I would just use the Takeda, because it's going to give you an extra like 20% probably counterattack and stuff on that swarm that they're doing on you. That Attila is going to go down either way, so I don't imagine that they're going to keep it up. So the Attila got smashed. The flag is still looks like being swarmed, maybe a little bit. Trying to see, well, no, it was that Attila. Attila was not dead. That Attila counter rally was still alive. I was like, what? I thought they were swarming the flag. No, they were swarming the counter rally still. It had just like swung around. Maybe somebody else was swarming the flag or the rally. Not seeing any swarm on this flag, really. So I think they're going to keep this flag alive. As long as JG keeps up with the reinforcements like they have been. A little bit of swarm, XY Nev hitting it one march. But JG is doing an excellent job keeping this flag full. Excellent job. It's been swarmed, it's been double rallied, and it's still yellow. It's still on just slightly red. So, doing a really good job keeping it full at least. Another JG march going in. They may not keep it because they're probably getting a little bit low. A little bit of siege going in. I saw that from JG part march right there. Swapping the Jadwiga right now is a bad plan. Bad plan. Very bad plan. They shouldn't have swapped that because most of the marches in there are going to be infantry. And this, I wouldn't imagine that they don't swarm this now. Because Jadwiga doesn't hurt as bad as Xeno does. If they don't swarm this flag, it's a mistake on their part, I think. Because they swapped Garrison completely. Like, what type of troop? And Jadwiga is not very good against that, so... People are still putting a lot of infantry in here. That's not good for Jad. They're swarming this flag. Not with the best marches, but they are swarming it. How much normal attack are they taking? I'm trying to see if I see... They're still taking 5,000. Okay, they swapped back to Xeno. That was just a temporary... I was going to say, they can't put Jad now. Like, that's a bad idea. Back to Xeno. Anybody swarming now should be getting punished a little bit. Everybody swarming now is taking 6 to 7k normal attacks, and we've stabilized back to where we were, where JG is doing a great job keeping this flag topped off. Everybody's still taking at least 4 to 5k normal attacks, so it's doing very decently. They see that JG Xeno getting out of the flag, probably a captain swap. Still a lot of marches swarming. How much normal attack are we taking now? Down to, well, this flag's gonna burn. There's only 1,000. Oh, wait. It was at like 1,000 normal attack, and then it went up to like 4 or 5, so it got low there for a second. Still a lot of swarm on this flag. Down to 2,000 normal. This flag's getting low. Red Panda needs to hurry and get in that flag. Oh, he missed the flag. We're back up to 6,000 normal attack. This normal attack is going to punish those people now. Hopefully JG is still dumping troops in. They're still doing good. They can keep this flag 1.5-ish. They should be doing good. They're back to 4,000 normal. Back to 4,000 normal. They dropped low a little bit there. I'll see if I can't get the report from one of these players, because this rally report, or this garrison report would be pretty good. So we're going to try and grab... I couldn't grab it fast enough. Try to grab somebody that's trying to get in this flag. Message some of these people around once this flag's over, because this is going to be a very long report for JG, because they're doing an excellent job keeping it full, and I'll only bother them when the flag either burns or they successfully defend it. And I think that they can defend it, because they're starting to field fight around this flag a lot with JG. There goes the Xeno from somebody that they smashed their march to get home. Still trying to see what kind of normal attack are we seeing here. So we're seeing a lot of marches moving around because they're getting low. I think they've stopped swarming this flag a little bit. It looks like to me they've stopped swarming this flag, which is not good. They swapped to Jad though. Panda's Xeno just went flying to the right to refresh. Seeing another JG counter rally on this Henry rally. Henry rally is getting very low. It's taking 30 or 40,000 normal attack. I don't think that Henry's going to stay alive very much longer. It's either got wrong troops or something, because it's jumping a little bit as it gets reinforced. So I think it's getting fairly low. Hopefully Panda can get that Xeno back in here, because it's going to need to get back in here, because it's not going to be capping this flag. I'm surprised they haven't swarmed this Attila Nev down, because it's punishing this Henry. Is Henry Nebu's going down. It's about smashed, and they canceled, or it died. So let me see if we can't get Red Panda, the report. It's probably busy though, so it may be a little bit hard to get the report out of somebody. Trying to do the question mark. Back to Red Pandas, you know, looks like to me. If you're doing a rally, war drums or horn. So if you're doing rally, horn, if you're doing a lot of open field only, drums are better. But you have to have a couple of them at least to really feel the benefit overall. So let's see if we can't see about getting this report from somebody. It really just depends on the situation whether or not you want the horns or drums, because if you do a lot of field fighting, like I was saying, just use drums. See if we get one of these players to share us this flag report. Because that flag report's gonna be pretty good. Like that's a really good report. A lot of these are farms though that are going in, so we'll see if somebody will share it to us. Cause that report's one worth to ask for because they successfully defended it. So we'll bother a couple more and then see if anybody will share it. I have both Boudica and Gilgamesh Max. Which one is best to have for rallying? Oh, primary? If you use Gilgamesh and Boudica together, I would say Gilga first if you're using them specifically together. I would use Gilgamesh first because I would say the health debuff's probably better than the skill damage debuff on a target. And you want to get if you're fighting a Xeno especially, you want to make sure you got him first. But if you would be using them with some other commander like Henry, then I would definitely use like Boudica Henry and Gilga Henry, like that in that order. It really depends on if that's the pair you're using or if you're using a slightly modified pair. So we'll message a couple more and see if anybody will share that report. See if anybody will pay attention, because I know they're busy over here, but I mean, maybe we'll get one eventually. Somebody was trying cheeseburger and got kind of exploded. Let's see if we get it to 38 rally report too. Might be a little late for it, but just not sure who was all in it. In the case of like 2338, they used the best rally they could here because they were at least getting some AoE and stuff on the flag. That's the reason they're using a lot of Henry and Nebus to get some AoE. Boudica Henry would probably be better, and then like Gilga Henry's probably maybe even a little bit better than that. But just for like single target damage at least. The 38's probably going to push again here on that flag. We'll probably just keep an eye on this spot here because we're getting some good flag reports. Maybe if they would share it, if they share a report, it'd definitely be a good report, I think, to share. And this is probably one of the garrison captains, I would imagine. Probably have his alt giving him resources, resources right now. The JG is doing a really good job of holding that flag, so we'll keep an eye on that spot and see if they keep doing it. See what JST is doing over here, because they had the push up top, I believe, last I remember, against 2244. So we have an Attila BLN rally against Flavius and Scipio. JST really should be using archers here, but maybe they've been using archers all day and they feel like using cav. But I think they should be using XY nav if that's the case, because they probably gonna swarm this flag. Like, you want the extra damage, I feel like. But maybe they feel like they could get swarmed here, but which they are pushing field, but I don't think JST really cares or needs it. So they are keeping this rally full for this Flav and Scipio. There's been a BLN player basically rallying this side of the map all day long, trying to basically punish this stuff. Most of the time JST, once it gets a little bit below half, they swarm it, so I know what I would imagine they canceled because they weren't doing enough damage to the flag. They need to switch to archers, to be honest, because they've been doing really good with that. We have a lot of BLN and JST over here, which just means that they're getting a little bit less spread out, I feel like. Going to see if we see any other. There is a flag rally against JST. It may swarm this. No, it canceled it. So they're probably going to swarm that since it was like almost dead. So up here is burning. JST is getting ready to burn whatever flags are left. They're basically cleaning house up top from what I can see. They're going to burn this top flag most likely very soon. 2244 is pushing on a Xeno and I think Flav flag with a... Is that a Boudica Henry rally? They could burn this flag if they don't get reinforcements, but there's a lot of JST marches coming in to either reinforce or swarm down the rally. Which they're swarming the Nevsky when it's... They should swarm that guy. They need to swarm the rally down. There goes the rally. Rally pops, then we're safe. And anybody swarming now is taking the full effect of this flag, and they're gonna get punished. There goes that person that took like 15,000 normal attack for like 10 turns or something. That'd be painful. All JST is refreshing. They're probably gonna refresh, push these flags, and burn them while they let the 2244 do whatever. So let's go ahead and see if JG is doing well over here still. It's 2338. Seeing a swarm on this flag. Is there a rally though? I would imagine there's a rally somewhere in here. Let's simplify real fast and see if we see a rally, because if not, they're being punished. It's possible they canceled that rally, so... The 75 players hitting the 38 players. Or at least it looks like it. Maybe they're hitting somebody else, but... a decent amount of field fighting up here. I'm not seeing a rally though, it's just a lot of field fighting with 38 with JG. So we'll keep seeing if anybody else will share that last report. I imagine they're super busy that they won't do it right now, so maybe we'll get it later as we stream for a while longer. A lot of JG and 75 engaged here, which JG is having to back off because they just can't hold field. And I don't know, they must have just burned this flag. So they must have just missed it, but they must have just burned this flag because it wasn't burning like a couple minutes ago. This JG flag's still burning. I'm gonna check the left side and see if there's any progress on this left side of the map against 75. I imagine nothing is really happening on these flags right now. This does not look like it's been improved. Looks like both sides are balling up for a big push against each other. Same kind of scenario where they're gonna push each other, but neither. Well, BLN is burning, so possibly it was a mess up. They built something or accidentally did something. So the other side is completely healed, so it doesn't really matter. So I would imagine to see BLN push here pretty soon. I had looked at somebody. Let's see if this person moved. Yeah. So this person's already been... They got teleported away probably by the flags. I think that was a while back though. Seeing OG and JG probably still... Mostly OG here fighting against 38. I think an OG here has a... They're doing okay, but they're definitely going to have an issue when the rest of this murder ball comes in from 38. That they're not going to be able to hold. They need more reinforcements. And this right side just collapsed, so... And they're still needing to rally this flag here from OG. I imagine there was an OG flag in this area that they burned and they flagged up very recently. Big murder ball from 38 over here as well. They're burning the flag that they're touching. They may drop a flag. I doubt that they want to take the chance of being double rallied, which they're probably in a coalition, but I doubt they'll build a flag there in that corner. What's the point? So let's see if JST or this middle part's been changed at all. Like JG is still pushing with 7 against 75. 38 has moved on. I think they went to the OG side since they burned this flag. 38's been kind of wandering around while 75's kind of just been smacking each other right back and forth against 1365. Seeing some Joan primaries and probably some Nevsky and Jones and things like that. A couple of JG players coming across from both sides. 75 is stacking up for probably a bigger push with the bigger murder ball. Let's go ahead and see if JST has made any more progress on some of the flags they were trying to burn earlier. Looks like JST is swarming this flag. BLN is swarming this flag with JST. Flavia Scipio, still on Nev. I'm surprised by that because they really should be using archers. Like, if they control the field, use an XY Nev at least. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's still tanking either way, but I feel like you get more damage. This flag's gonna pop. There it goes. Wee. I'm doubting that we're gonna get that report anytime soon. So let's have to keep an eye on it, see if anybody shares it. I know they're very busy on that side because they're basically probably in Discord, and they're also probably trying to keep that flag full, which they lost it a little while ago. JST is pushing. Still have not burned these top flags. They need to burn these top flags. Like, I know they were pushing bottom, but they need to be pushing top. Like, they need to burn these flags because they need to get deeper and deeper in this so they can start just cutting down. Because, like, I don't really feel like burning some of these flags down here in the middle here is really worth it if you can just cut off this territory over here by like spearheading in and going down or something like that. I mean, even if they try to get this flag, but this one covers it, so if this one burns and they can burn that one, then the other ones don't really matter, but they still haven't burned it either. I don't understand that Henry and Boudica rally on that flag. It's not worth it. They don't have field. There's no point. Wouldn't be surprised to see a JST rally here pretty soon, though. Sad Freddy. Belly's getting punished too as he goes home. Surprised that player left. Well, okay, that's not the same player as I thought it was. I thought it was this player. Different player ported in. Yeah, that's more normal that I would see in a on the front lines 150, 160 probably. Still seeing some Joan primaries, which is good. This is that archer skin, that new 15% attack one. Was it defense? It was defense, I think. So we'll see if JST's pushing down south here anymore, but it looks like they're getting prepared to burn this flag, which I'm trying to see what they're trying to. So what they're trying to do, it's back flagged. So I'm not sure why they care so much about these bottom flags, because they can't cut them because they're back flagged. So I know they need to make progress either way, but I feel like pushing top might be a little bit more valuable. But you get more territory, definitely going bottom, because you burn a flag, you get much bigger flag space to port people in, probably. If they still need to port people in, which I assume they do. JST has just been walking all over 2244's flags right now. So they're preparing to burn this middle flag here. Should be a rally coming here pretty soon. I assume it's going to be a Attila because they've been using that a lot lately. Trying to burn some cab, I guess. I haven't really seen any John Han. I can't even say his name. Jan Zixa or whatever it is. I haven't seen any of those kind of. I haven't seen any flags with him in it right now. In Arc today, I did verse. Was it Arc today? I had Arc this morning that we like played against a Jan Zixa with Jad, but it wasn't. He was tanky in the garrison, but it wasn't like. It wasn't crazy good like a Xeno in the garrison, so if you don't see JST using it too much, you're seeing still a lot of Xeno flags and a lot of swaps to Jad for like a couple minutes, and that's about it. So we should see a rally coming anytime now on this flag from JST and a swarm probably if they need to. near the end of it. Getting back to that Bacall Herald cheeseburgering right now with these marches here. Do have the king of 2244 over here. This player. Maybe getting an archer. Not sure. Let's see what kind of rally we get. Cause I would imagine they need to use something other than Attila Nev, but we're still seeing another Attila Nev rally coming, which I'm surprised by, because like not a lot of resistance here, as far as I'm seeing. So it's a Flavius and Scipio. BLN is the rally leader, so it's fine that JST's close. I don't expect them to start swarming until a little bit later. There is a 2244 swarming the Attila though, which not the best idea. Probably not the best rally to be using either though. They need to burn Cav somehow, so. We'll probably see a swarm here pretty soon on this flag. They gotta keep this rally full though. If they don't keep the rally full though, it's not the greatest thing. Tommy debuff from this 2244 player using XY Tommy, which is odd choice. Must have just been a real quick try and swarm it. I'm not sure. This Attila Nev is not doing so well against this Flav Scipio though. It's just not doing enough damage to the garrison here. Imagine they're going to do a swarm here very soon. They're going to need to, I think, to burn this flag because this single rally is not doing so well. Really think they should have done a XY Nev because at least it's going to ramp up and do more damage. I think here comes, no, it's 2244 swarming the Attila maybe? Not sure. They have the field here though, so not sure why they're taking so long to swarm it. They really just need to swarm this flag. Captain will die real soon if they do. Attila Nev is just not doing so good. I don't even know if the rally's winning against normal attacks. They canceled this rally, like, I don't know. I'm not sure why they're using these rallies if they're not even gonna. They control the field, like they need to use the high DPS one. I think that's the main issue they're having right now. Is at least lately they've been just not, in my opinion, using the correct rally because they're just using Attila Nev, which is not a very high DPS. So we'll go ahead and see if JG and them are doing anything else over here. It's like OG and JG pushing against 38. I'm thinking 38, maybe 75. I think it's mostly 75. Trying to burn this flag from 875J. The line's name is Just a Tip. Here comes a Henry Nebu. From what I can see. Another Flavius Scipio. Haven't really seen any Gilga rallies, which I was surprised by. If they immediately start swarming this flag, or are they swarming something else? I think they immediately started swarming this flag. Yeah, they immediately started swarming this one. I think they realized that 75 is probably going to push back, so they just started immediately swarming this flag. That Flavius is going to die real soon since they've been swarming it. If they don't get a second captain, it's going to pop before the flag even dies. It's going to pop anytime now. Unless they swap the same to a different Flavius, it's going to die. Starting to see a couple marches come out. Marches swarming are taking 3,000 normal, so they're still keeping it kind of full. Like half full, a little less than half. Down back up to 4 and 3,000 normal attacks. Saladin Hond is a little bit of a weird march that I'm seeing swarm. It's a little weird. Still seeing a lot of 875 marches coming in to try and reinforce this flag. We're still having a very heavy swarm on this flag. Still at 3 and 4,000 normal. I would imagine they've swapped this Flavius out because he should have popped already. Nope, wait. Nope. Yep, there's a second Flav getting in. So they are swapping captains here because otherwise recently every time we've seen a Flavius in Garrison it pops before the Garrison does. Still sitting at 4,000 normal attacks on these people swarming this flag. Unfortunately, having Attila swarming this flag, which is in a minute. I don't know about that. Really need a lot of XYs and stuff swarming this flag. Down to 1,500 normal, getting a little low. This Flavius is probably going to die because I don't see another one coming. Flag is very, very low. 1,500 normal attack. I imagine this. Yep, Flavius died. This flag's gonna pop. Richard in the Garrison. Double C. Gonna go through everybody. Saladin. Harold. Yeah, they burned this flag. And now OG is gonna probably refresh. Because they don't need to fight 75 that's probably gonna be coming up somewhere on here. So let's see if JG, which I think might be in this area maybe. No, not this area. Might be further to the right against 38. So 38 is still covering all of this territory against JG. Definitely a lot of marches from 38. Still. Still a very large amount of marches from 38. A lot of marches. They really need to move on, I feel like, to a different area though. They burned this flag already, so why? I'm not sure why they're over here. If they're just gonna stand here. Unless they know that this flag's gonna heal real soon, like a very large amount of marches to just wait. Still more than pouring in. This is the amount of marches they had earlier in the day. They've upped their amount from when they were fighting a little bit earlier. The amount of people that are on now. But I just don't understand why they stand around so much. To be honest. I know they don't have a lot of territory touching, but they could at least help field fight somewhere with 75. Like, 75 just got their flag burned. They should be pushing with 75. Like, their flags aren't burning over here. You should be pushing with 75. Helping them control field, because 75 is being pushed. It's a lot of standing around. So... Oh, OG is definitely trying to stack up here, but they're all coming from this. All the people that were from OG that were pushed 75 and burned this flag are going to fight 38, which unfortunately not everybody's got the memo, and OG's about to get pushed real hard. They should have balled up further back here near these nodes because they're going to get pushed. This whole train is coming in from 38 to push them. OG can definitely refresh faster, but it's a lot of 38 coming. That's still coming to push this fight here. Still seeing that Edward, man. I can't click it, but definitely an Edward still around here. Edward Tommy, probably. I would hope that 38 can actually push, not hope, but I would hope that they, like, from their side, that they can actually push OG here. I think they should be able to with the amount of marches they had when you were watching it. If they can't, then they got issues. Still burning some flags, and not a lot of marches still streamlining in, but this ball of 38 is starting to deplete OG marches. Too many of the BLN and OG marches are too late to the fight. Still have a few more coming in from OG and BLN, but I don't think it's going to be enough. A lot of sad faces from that side. Still have some more marches coming in from OG, but they're being slowly but surely pushed to the left. I would imagine 75 is pushing from bottom too, and they are. But this OG flag is starting to heal, but I would imagine it's going to get burned again here real soon. Because OG is getting pushed. Yeah, 38 is starting to clear house a little bit. But the murder ball is much smaller from 38 than it was a little while ago. OG did their best. Definitely downsizing this murder ball. Never seen a birdie in Honda before. That's a little bit different. Not saying it doesn't work. It obviously works, but a little different. But they're starting to get sandwiched here. OG and BLN here is getting sandwiched a little bit. They're going to have to regroup, I think. .38's just stacked up and cleaning house. So we're going to go ahead and check to see if there's anything else happening on this side against 75 and BLN. Looks like we have a call Herald rally on this flag. It is a Xeno captain, maybe being swarmed. It's hard. It's definitely being swarmed by some Boudikas and Ramses and some stuff like that. Yep, this flag popped. There's an XY captain. This flag's gonna burn. They don't keep. There's a captain coming in, a Xeno from I can't say that name. Mercs. Hey, he may have accidentally swiped his march out because it's an XY captain unless it's not been changed. So let's see if this garrison gets swapped. It gets swapped to a Xeno now. It's back to Xeno, so if they can top it back up, it'll be okay. Call Herald is not the choice of rally to be doing this if you control the field. Seeing a lot of BLN marches fighting around the flag. They may be. I don't think they're swarming the call, but a little bit of lag there, that's for sure. A lot going on. I'm going to simplify for a second to see. You can see exactly what's happening here. We have the Call Herald hitting the flag and Attila, probably Nev hitting the counter of the rally, and maybe a few people swarming this counter rally. Looks like they canceled the Call Herald and stopped swarming it. BLN defended this flag successfully, which is good for them. I like how that person's name is I Need Pakal. So BLN is pushing back here and trying to regain their field control. They did manage to successfully defend their flag for now. This flag is still not burning. They did manage to burn the 75 flag, and this 75 flag is fully healed, so if they can re-heal their flag here, they should be good to go. We're going to go ahead and check the JST side again, see if they burned finally these top flags or not. Looks like they have not. They've been pushing bottom a lot lately and letting 2244 basically free burn a lot of this stuff. And 2240, what rally was this? Was this Archer rally or was this Cav rally? There was a Cav rally, I don't know if it was Attila or XY, but on that JST flag, which I don't really understand. They should be trying to defend themselves much further down. So let's see, JST is probably pushing somewhere. Let's see where. So here's a small stream of JST going south, very far south. They have a big fight over here with JG and 75. Let's try and see where JST has went. They may be further in on the right side, that I just didn't see it. But I think the JST marches have came over here to reinforce JG for right now. We're seeing a lot of mix coming from the top right and the very top, JG and JST. And they're trying to push away this 75 murder ball, which I think they are doing. Well, that sucks. That person just lost like a bunch of marches. I don't know if there's a flag in here somewhere. I have to check to see, but I would imagine it's just this flag that's over here. So I don't think they're hitting any of the flags right now, unless they're doing it on this other side. So let's go ahead and simplify and just double check, but I'm 99% sure. Yeah, that flag up top is burning. There's no flag here as far as I can tell. JST is still, a lot of JST and JG are still streaming in from the top. Trying to reinforce this murder ball because they should be able to push this murder ball pretty easily. Not easily, but they should be able to push away 75 if they stack up. Seeing a lot of Joan primaries here. It's one long name though. A lot of 75 coming in though that reinforce their side of the march, their side of the murder ball. So I think this fight's gonna go on for a while because they keep reinforcing this murder ball from both sides, and there's no real telling of who's gonna be able to win this because there's still a lot of JST and stuff coming in. A lot of sad faces from both sides. JG is pushing, I think, here a little bit on 75. Some of them are retreating, which is helping them move this murder ball closer to 75's territory. Seeing a lot of Jones and Neskis and stuff like that. There's still that darn Edward out here though somewhere. I don't know how you keep that thing alive. It's like the one Edward in this whole murder ball is all by himself. Seeing clear as day. I'm wondering if it's the same player, but I'm imagining it's not. So I'm gonna have to see if we have a rally on this flag on 75 or not. There was a flag in this area, I would imagine, somewhere in this area. So it's just this flag looks like, excuse me. So if they can push field here, which they are pushing on the 75's territory, so they ought to be able to rally this flag here pretty soon, because there's still a lot of streaming marches coming in from JST and JG from the top to reinforce this murder ball even more. A lot of the 75 marches are doing a lot of back and forth on the edges here. Still seeing a lot more JG marches coming in from the top left. I think they're definitely moving this murder ball further and further in on the 75 territory, and they're going to rally this flag here pretty soon. A lot of the 75 marches are retreating, and JG and JST are starting to control this field. Would not be surprised to see an Archer rally coming here pretty soon on this flag. Because it's going to be much harder for the players in 75 here to get out of their cities with this amount of force from JST and JG's. They're starting to clear a field around the flag and pushing it further and further in. Which they don't want to go too far, but they do need to clear the field. A very large stack of murder ball there from JST and JG. And they're starting to clear a house here in this spot here now. I hope they've set a rally, because they could definitely push this murder ball away and swarm this flag. Get it burning. Not sure if they burned any of these 38 flags yet, have they? No. But I think JST and them have finally started to move further south, because they're trying to help JG and OG, because they're getting pushed by 38 and they're trying to push away 75. Because 2244 is having a much more difficult time, because JST is burning the flags that they care about right now. Not burning everything, but they're burning mostly everything. I hope to see a rally here pretty soon, because they need to try and start pushing this middle part and get that reclaimed. But there is a double flag there, so it may not even, I don't know, that's kind of sucky for them. They may want to go for 38 flag, I'm not sure. Seeing some JG, and I definitely think there's going to be a rally here coming here pretty soon, so. But these JG flags do need to heal for a while, because they need to stop them getting burned, or they're going to have issues. I imagine that 38 murder ball is on the far left somewhere. That's the only reason this is happening on this side. Getting a new fresh margins from JG coming in for this murder ball fight. So we'll try and double check they don't see a rally coming in, then we'll go ahead and check something else, because I imagine there should be a rally coming. If there's not, then they're just wanting the field fight right now and trying to push field for a while. Because they basically cleared this field. 75's had the backup. Fresh marches from JG are coming in JST. So they may be wanting to push this 38 flag. I'm not sure if they're wanting to push the 38 flag or if they're wanting to push the 75 flag first. Because 75's double flagged it, which kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and see if we see where the rest of the JST is came, and then we'll go ahead and see if we can't come back to this part, that part. So we have a 2244 is pushing JST. One of the, this is OG flag, isn't it? Or it's JST flag. They were hitting this JST flag for a little bit, so a lot of extra flagging. So JST's gonna have to come back up here and push 2244 some more, because starting to see that they're starting to not have such issues. Another big fight with JST over here with 2244 on JST territory. I think 2244 is losing this fight. Another Edward over here, but JST is definitely taking care of this side. I think their flags, as far as I can tell, are still not burning. There was a flag in this area that was burning. I don't know if they could just build a new one. But I do think JST is going to need to come back up here and push back, because they need to get 2244 out of the loop. Because otherwise they're going to have issues later on. So let's go ahead and check back over here and see if there's anything happening with JST and JG. Yeah, see, they want to push that 38 flag more than the 75 flag, because it's double flagged on the right. They're wanting to get relief pressure on the JG flags. Because this one flag definitely needs to heal for a while. A bunch of 75 come in for a murder ball. So I'm wondering where that 38. Okay, so 38's over here. Buying with OG, I assume, still. Yeah, they're fighting with OG. Not as big as the murder ball as they had before, but I think it gets smashed and they have to come back from a little ways away, so they're still fighting against 38 there with OG. JST is in this area fighting 75 again. I guess JST just wants the field fight for a while. Not a lot of rallies going on right now. King skill from 1365, I think. It's hard to tell though. I think it was 1365 king skill, so they're definitely focusing this area, most likely. At least for field fighting right now. I think they do need to push 2244. Because otherwise they need to get them out of here. To be honest. So I think 38's going to have to push OG and maybe even come back over here and help 75 because JST has pushed a little bit harder over here and put more marches in this area. Trying to push the side with field. Try to basically it's trying to heal up JG right now. And then I assume here, probably once this whole murder ball gets probably pushed back, they'll probably switch back to going against 2244 and hope that JG can hold their own. But JG and JST players here are clearing house. Again. There's a lot of stacking of 75 on the far right, but the ones in the middle aren't doing so well. Have a lot of JG coming in to reinforce the murder ball they had, and they're still pushing 75 away. Still not seeing any rallies, but it's possible they just want a field fight for now. Some siege from 75, I think. They're pushing very deep into their territory here. '75's trying to stack up here in the middle here. I think JG's doing a good job of clearing house up top and then having reinforcements come in that they can keep pushing down. So JG is definitely stacked up top. They may rally now, but we'll see. 75 is pushing at this bottom part against any of the players from JG that decided to push probably a little bit too far. So we'll see if we see a rally coming, if they're going to push this 38 flag or if they're going to stay on the 75 and just push field. So they need to try and wear 75 out as much as they possibly can. I'd imagine, yep, there's an Attila rally on this flag. So they're trying to basically push 75 so they can't reinforce. And then they have a rally hitting this, and they'll probably swarm it. Not sure if that 75 player is going to swarm the rally or reinforce the flag. But 75 is coming back over here to reinforce the flag and fight, and maybe swarm this rally. I think JST has started to swarm this flag a little bit. It's hard to tell if they're swarming the flag or if it's just 75 swarming the JST rally. Rally is getting very low from JG though. They really need to be doing archers right now. Using Cav is just not going to work. So just a lot of field fighting otherwise, because I think they're going to have to cancel this rally. 75 is starting to push back, at least at the bottom part here, and try to reinforce their flag. JG is retaking control of the field a little bit from top, and they're going to push down, and they'll have to try a different type of rally. Because that Tillinev's it's just not doing enough right now. They would need to swarm the flag while it hits if they're going to even bother using it. They're pushing 75 away again. To set up for a new rally. There's more and more JG players, most likely from JST, are coming in. I think 75 is going to have to stack back up and push, because right now they're just getting kind of cleared out. Still have some 75 marches. They're not seeing a lot of reinforcements for 75 on this murder ball though. A lot more coming in from JG and JST side to try and reinforce their murder ball and keep it healthy. A lot of 75 marches not going to fight and letting them get smashed on this right side. So a lot of the JST are just clearing house with the ones that are left over. Yep, back to the same scenario where JG is going to push all the way down and smash what's left. Should see another rally coming on this flag pretty soon. Hopefully archers, because otherwise they're having issues with these Attila Nevs just not doing enough damage to the garrison to even bother. 75's trying to stack up a little bit, but I think they're doing it way too close to the JST and JG line. Once that rally starts coming from JG or JST, they'll probably move back and leave part of the murder ball on one side and then move it back to the flag so they can rally it. Still seeing some more JG players coming in, which I'm not sure who hit who there. They look like JG players, maybe they just have a slightly different name. Still a huge fight with 75 on this side. JG looks like they're starting to move back for the rally. Now they're just going to go back and refresh. I'm not sure if they want to rally this flag again or not. They're still clearing house. They really should. They really need to get these flags burning and just get them burning at least once. So I'm not sure if they're going top or somebody's just refreshing here. Seen a lot of them refresh maybe. But I think there should be a rally coming. Want to see if a rally comes in. Because they've pushed 75 all the way back to this far, and they still don't have a rally on this flag. I'm not sure if they just don't care. I guess they just don't need to right now, I guess. So we'll go ahead and see if they're going to be rallying somewhere else real quick. Because they kind of left this 2244 side a little bit blank, I felt like. Because their flags are not burning. Yeah, 2244 is trying to burn JSC flags over here, so I don't know why they let up on 2244. I feel like they're leaving them too much space to just stay in Kingsland. 2244 is rallying JST flags now. I really think they should be pushing 2244 out while it's their downtime. JG is moving to this either refresh or they're going for the 38 side. I'm not sure. Maybe they're rallying 38. I'm not sure. Probably refresh though, is what it looks like to me. A lot of 38 marches over here, still pushing probably JG or OG. Looks like they're burning this flag. We'll see if this 38 murder ball is going to move to the right and push against JG and stuff or not, or if they're just going to let them walk all over this territory. A lot more JG coming in from top to reinforce this side. Let's go ahead and get a quick look and see if this side has done anything else other than with BLN, or if it looks like 75 has a little bit of an advantage on this side right now. I get it refreshed a little bit. Let's do this real quick. Load in some of the cities and stuff. Still a huge fight from BLN and 75 on this side. We have to look and see if any of these BLN flags are burning, but I'm getting a little bit of lag here, so we may have to refresh the game here in a second to see if that's the issue here. So real quick, we're gonna refresh because I think we're getting a little bit of lag. Alrighty. So 38 is not letting them just walk all over their territory. They've engaged JG and whatever players are from over here from JST. They've engaged them over here. So I'd assume they would, since they've already kind of walked all over OG territory right now. I definitely think that 38 has the upper hand here on this side of the battlefield though, because JST is much further away. Got a king skill from 38. And 38's been having a very large murder ball all day. There's still more from 38 coming in as far as I can tell. Definitely seeing that 38's probably pushing this JST JG ball too hard. I don't think that they can hold against this amount. I doubt that they've been rallying this flag, but let's just double check they aren't rallying this flag, but I doubt that they are. So there's a flag right in this area that we still can't see. I imagine they're not, because they're losing. Yeah, there's no way they're rallying because 75's pushed back. Oh, and they're swarming this snot out of this flag. I didn't see that. 75 is swarming the JST flag that's, or JG flag that's over here, that the one that was needing to be probably not burned. Let's see if we can't catch what the health is left on this one. No, that flag's not too bad, but they're definitely swarming it. Swapping it to Jad. .38's coming up from the bottom here. Probably gonna be a lot of friendly fire coming here pretty soon. The 75 is still probably swarming this flag. There is probably an archer rally on this flag as well. There's a call herald from 75 on this flag. I think that 38 and 75 can double rally this flag, so it may not be able to see it, but there may be a double rally on this flag here pretty soon. This Jadwiga is not going to be doing very good. Let's go ahead and simplify a little bit and just see exactly what's going on here. And they burned the flag. Looks like the Jad popped. So 75 is going back. JG and JST are going to have to regroup. .75 is still fighting with JG and JST, but 38's clearing house on this left side and pushing up, and they can't handle both. It's too much. Last 75 going back to refresh since they burned the flag. Have to see if that JST flag that's over here, this JG flag, gets burned as well. So that's the one that's more, maybe not more important, but still important because it's much lower than this other flag is. Still some JG coming in from this left side since 38 backed off. 38 seems to like to stack up a lot. They like to do this huge one spot kind of ordeals here, a lot more than everybody else does. Even more than everybody else does. I was able to stack a lot of marches in these areas. 75 is retreating a little bit because they've had a lot of people refresh and they need to back off. JG's came back and pushed back. I'm not sure, that's probably just trying to smash himself, maybe. A lot of JG marches here now, but they're gonna have to push the 38 before they can push 75, because 38's got the big murder ball. Cyrus is getting absolutely melted. Wee. Yeah. JG coming to fight 75, but they're going to have this issue where 38's going to push them this way, and then they're going to basically sandwich them. So I don't know how far the JG needs to push, but they shouldn't be pushing too far because they need to push 38. 38's over here now. They can't afford, I feel like, to push too deep, or they're gonna get basically sandwiched here if 38 decides to push. There's not enough JG over here to hold that, especially when 75 is gonna be able to push whenever they want. Make sure if you guys want to tune in tomorrow, we'll have a live stream probably for my main account's arc. And then we'll also try and stream some of the Osiris League games tomorrow sometime. Probably like 15 UTC, maybe 13 UTC. We'll try and stream a little bit. Depends on when I want to try and start streaming. tomorrow. But we'll definitely try and get a couple streams in tomorrow for a little while. At least for the early morning time. Because this is more the late evening time for a lot of people, so. This 38 murder ball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. $75 is pushing back as well. Trying to push JG away. I bet they're going to push it about the same time to push away these JG players. Which this person's going by themselves. They better back off. So let's go ahead and see if JG or anybody else is pushing over here. Looks like OG is trying to push back against 38, but it's kind of a stalemate here for a little bit while 38 is burning OG territory. 75 is being burned by OG on this side, but 875 definitely has some of their marches there to try to not burn anymore. BLN on this side looks to be pushing back against 75. 75 flag is healing on this side, and the other one is not been burned. This BLN flag is still extremely low, very low. I can't really afford for it to get burned too many more times. They are back flagging, so it doesn't matter a whole lot, but they're gonna need to push, or at least make sure this flag don't burn no more for a while, and hopefully wear down 75. So it looks like 75 is coming back in to try to push back against BLN here. They are on, looks like 75 territory right now, or they're right in the between both the territories right now. I think that BLN is going to have a little bit. It still looks pretty even to me, honestly, because I don't think that BLN's going to be able to push here and push them away any more than they can push against them, vice versa. So let's go ahead and see. I don't think this fight's going to end anytime soon on this side here. It's been going like that forever. Let's go ahead and see if 38 and 75 have pushed back against JG yet. Looks like they're still stacking up. JG passed King skill, but they can only push 75. They can't push against 38. So if they push against 75, they're going to have the issue where 38 probably pushes on them. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to stack up by their flag and make sure it don't get burned. They need more field. So let's see if anything's happening back over here with 2244 or not. Looks like JST is rallying this flag, but they don't have any field. I don't understand that. That rally's a mistake. Not a lot of action over here with this 2244. I don't really get why. They need to at least burn them at the very minimum. like a rally and a burn. You don't have to set too many players to do that. I don't feel like they really should be pushing them out. If they could push them out, then they would have a much easier time fighting 38, especially when it becomes their uptime. So I think JG and JST are just gonna stack right by this flag and hold, because they can't push. They're gonna have to just hold. There's not enough. They don't have enough. Not right now. BLN is too occupied to help them, and OG is being pushed by 75 and some more 38. So JG and JST here are gonna have to just stack up, and if they're gonna want to fight here, they're gonna have to just hold. They need to be pushing 2244 out. They really should be. I understand that they want to try and burn 75 and 38, but I think they should just back flag and burn 2244 out. So if they can get that relief on that top right, just by the flagging and stuff, it would be helpful. There are more marches pouring in from 22 or from 1365 to try and stack up, but they've left this other flag not defenseless. I bet it's still got a garrison. So if they try and swarm that, whoever swarmed that's not a very bright idea. Unless you guys full commit, you're gonna get melted. So yeah, I was like, I don't think that they're gonna leave that empty. Like, they're not that dumb. So whoever's swarming this flag's about to get absolutely melted. So yeah. Not very bright trying to swarm that. I was like, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to at least rally it or super commit to that swarm, not just one or two. So 75 is engaging JG. I think they've all kind of said, let's go hit 75. Because they don't want to fight 38 at the same time. It'd be a bad idea. I think 38's being a little cautious because they don't want friendly fire. But I think that JG and JST are trying to wear 75 out because that's their biggest competitor. 38 has a big murder ball, but they kind of stand around a lot. They don't really. I know they don't have a lot of field to push, but this is happening here, and I feel like 38 could at least go to the back and cut the reinforcements to minimum. I'm not seeing that happen. I'm seeing a lot of standing. So unless they do that, this murder ball is going to keep a big field fight. It's not going to end very soon. And 75 is the one that's able to push on like 3 fronts against JST. 38's only pushing on like kind of like 1 very heavily. Now that 38's done what they should be doing is cutting the reinforcements, now this is an issue for JST because they're going to get smashed. JST and JG made a mistake, in my opinion, the push. They should have just held, because if you can hold the flag, at least you can hold the flag. I mean, you know, and try and stay in that area and stay on your own territory. Now they have no reinforcements. They have no way out. They're gonna have to fight to the death, basically here. Do they have better marches than 75? Yeah, they probably do, but with no reinforcements to their murder ball and they're on 75 territory, I don't think that they can hold for very long. There is some JST reinforcements from the top right, but none of the ones from the top left are going to be able to reinforce, and if 38 just starts clobbering them, 38 is starting to engage top. So this is going to be a fight to the death here. There's no retreat here for JG or JST, so not saying a huge mistake, but I think it was a mistake to engage. 75 is weaker in the sense that they have less marches on the field on the side since they're fighting 2 spots. Because 38 just wants to concentrate in 1 spot. But they'll just have to regroup. I don't know if they're burning this flag up here with JST or JG, or if it's still healing. It's actually still healing. I'm surprised they didn't burn the flag. That's what they should be doing. 30 should be burning that flag, while 75 kept them occupied. But seems like all they wanted to do was field fight. Or they're waiting on the rally. Could be waiting on the rally, but they really should be burning that flag. This other one's already burning, but it should get healed soon. So, any of these JG marches still engaged, you're going to have to refresh and basically ball up further back or further on this right and push back up top here somewhere. A lot of them got sent home. Still some in this middle part here against 38, but once 38 engages, I don't think that they're going to get sent home. A lot of the 75 marches backed away to refresh. And now JG and 38 are fighting, but don't know if they can hold against that 2 big murder balls like that. Not with when they've been depleted by the other side already. There is some reinforcements coming from top, but not enough. 75 is coming from bottom now. They're going to march like really fast across my screen right there. I saw that really fast. Definitely a lot of lag here, a little bit of lag. So some JG marches are reinforcing this top left spot, trying to reinforce this murder ball and keep it up, but 38 has a very large murder ball here. A lot of JG are getting sent home. JST marches are being sent home. A lot of sad faces from JG and JST now. A lot of sad faces. Finally, a lot of the marches that were low are getting smashed. A lot of JG and JST getting sent home. There's a few 38 getting sent home there at the bottom. Still a lot of JG and them getting sad-faced. A lot of 75 marches probably balling back up to push again if they need to on this bottom side. Yeah. Starting to ball up again while I let 38 fight JST and JG. JST is trying to reinforce this murder ball from the top. There's still a lot of 38 here. There's still a lot of 38 on the left side and in the middle here where they can keep AoEing everybody. Still trying to get some JG and JST are coming back. There are some coming from this side up here. But 2244 is burning this JST flag up here. It's going to be an issue for JST and JG. If they can't push one side, they need to focus somewhere, and pushing is 38 right now. It doesn't feel right to me. And somebody's being dumb and swarming this flag. With Alex Nettlefled taking AoE. Somebody else started doing it. Telling you. This JG flag has not been pushed though. Like, JST hasn't lost anything but resources right now on this spot right here because they haven't swarmed the flag. They haven't burned this flag. JG is still reinforcing this murder ball. More and more of them are coming back. Like, it's gonna start having a problem for 38 now because they didn't do what they should have been doing, which was burning that flag. 75 should have been rallying the flag, and 38 should have been swarming it. If they could. I think they could. At least 75 should have been pushing the flag or something, because at this point, like, That would be the field support you need or something. I'm not sure. JG is starting to get control of this field again either way. A lot of the 38 marches get sent home, so. 75 is up here. Not sure how they got up here. 75 is up here pushing too against JG, which they may have came from the left side maybe? Top left maybe? Not sure. They're pushing against JG here. Is there maybe a rally? I'm not sure what's going on here. A lot going on in that little spot. There is a rally on this flag, a Call Herald. I thought I saw a rally, I wasn't sure. And there is Swarm on this flag, I believe. I think there's definitely some Swarm on this flag. I can't tell how much though at this point. We'll have to see if JG can keep this flag full, but nah, they lost the captain. It's Nebu. I think it burned. I think it definitely burned again. Whether or not it was healed though, I don't know. But it definitely burned. So JST and JG is trying to push back, but I think that flag burned, unfortunately for them again. But I don't think this one over here has been burned yet, unless that was the one that we were looking at before. I think it was the one we were looking at before. The one they don't want to get burned got burned again. Yeah. And they tried to stop, I think, 75 from pushing because I guess maybe 38 can't rally it, so that's probably why they pushed 75 first. But still, they don't have enough marches over here to push them away. A lot of the 75 and 38 are walking away now that JG's back on the field. Now that the flag's been burned. A lot of the 38 refreshed this murder ball again. Be a little while before it's as big as it was, but they may be pushing back over here against OG. Yeah. The 38 moved their murder ball over here, push OG again. Because I think OG was starting to get back pushing against 75 and they came back over here. That dang Edward's still over here. Scylla Nev on this flag is not the greatest rally, especially when it's Xenoflab, so we'll have to see if it does any good, but I don't think I got any of those reports from those people. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll probably get it like 12 hours from now or something, so it is what it is. Flag is going on red, but I think OG is doing a decent job of reinforcing. There's still 5k normal attack on this flag, whoever's swarming this. They are starting to swarm it. That flag's taking 40,000 normal a turn. A lot of 38 marches still surrounding this flag. I think this flag's gonna burn again. Yep, it popped. Let's see how much health still. It's probably another good one more burn they need to do at least on that flag, maybe 2 at the max. And that flag's gonna be gone. 38's probably gonna come back over here now to where this murder ball was at and push against JST and JG again. And I don't think that they've changed their strategy any at all from JST side. And I think they're still leaving 2244 alone. Yep. This JG flag's still burning. 2244 is not burning JST, but they are over here. Probably their downtime. But none of these flags from JG or from 2244 are burning right now. And they're trying to stack up to rally even though they don't have a lot of field presence. JST is trying to flag down here. Trying to basically cut back down here to 2244, I guess. JG and JST are stacking back up, trying to defend this flag again. It may be healing. Yeah. See, when they were rallying this flag earlier, I was like, I don't know if this flag ever got healed, so they healed it right back after that, so they didn't push at the right time for that one. I would imagine 38's coming back over here, unless they have a reason to come back over here. I thought this flag was burning. No. Maybe they just build a new flag, maybe? So there's a Archer rally going for this flag from Barry Muffins, or McMuffins or something like that. OG is fighting against 38, and I think they're heavily outnumbered. Heavily outnumbered. There's going to be a Xeno YSS in this flag against this Henry Nebu rally. I think it's already being swarmed. A lot of the OG players are getting smashed. Too many 38 marches in this area. But this flag is holding pretty well. They're definitely trying to reinforce it. We'll have to see if this, I think it's OG flag can hold. That rally's doing fairly well. The flag's still fairly healthy, so there's going to have to be a heavy swarm on this flag to take it down. Or it's going to have to run for a really long time, because OG, even though they're outnumbered heavily, is doing a very good job reinforcing this flag and trying to fight back in the top left. You see a lot of OG players in this top left area, and you see them around the edges against this 38 murder ball. Trying their best to reinforce. I imagine a lot of these players that are right next to these flags are losing quite a bit of power. Let's go ahead and see how much is left on this swarm. See if they're swarming it, see if they're not swarming it. I'm not seeing this. It's hard to tell, but I'm not seeing a swarm on this flag as far as I can tell. I'm seeing just this Archer rally. I think this Archer rally may even have Cav in it. So, hard to tell, but I'm seeing Cav like right at the very beginning of it. It could be just somebody, obviously on Mars somewhere in around the flag too. But this flag is pretty healthy unless we're lagging a little bit and can't tell the health bar, which is possible. But a lot of OG on this far left and top side are trying to reinforce. There's an OG Xeno trying to get in the flag. I would imagine probably a mistake to field fight. I'm clicking too many buttons. I imagine they're trying to get in the flag, but it's a mistake trying to stand around. Gonna have another garrison swap here pretty soon from OG. This flag's still doing fairly well. It's still yellow. It's just hitting red now. If they can get reinforcement, it'll be okay. Let's back up to yellow. OG is still pushing on the left side here. The darn Edward's still in there. Somebody's got a William primary. Some of these marches are questionable. There's always somebody. This Henry is being swarmed a little bit. Not sure exactly by who. It's this player? No, that's 38 player. This flag may be going down. Some marches getting sent home from OG, I think. Still a small murder ball at this top left by OG, and a small one over here. And BLN starting to stack up on this left side, trying to push against this 38 massive amount of marches. Guy with Edwards still over here. Henry is still hitting this flag. I've not seen a lot of swarm on this flag. They need to swarm this flag with this amount of marches. I think that's kind of the downfall of 38 is they don't swarm. Which I understand why you don't swarm, but if you're going to be fighting 365, you need to. So you don't have the time, I don't feel like sometimes to mess around. Not mess around, but just let it happen, you know. I imagine 365's going to definitely keep it reinforced pretty well. Trying to see if his players are losing power. Can't really tell. But still red on red. The Xeno's higher health technically than the rally, so not the best rally to send if you're trying to just burn it with the rally though either. OG is starting to try and push some more on this top left, but a lot of standing around marches for 38 on this bottom right side and stuff like that like don't have to fight. They just reinforce, so definitely a bit of an issue for OG here. I can't remember how much health this is a contended flag. This flag hasn't been burned yet, so if OG can keep it alive, that'd be great. Let's see if we can't get the rally report from this person. I doubt they'll share it, though. They're probably too busy. I hit the wrong button. They're probably going to be too busy, and that's okay. But we'll see if we can't get a rally report somewhere online. OG is pushing a little bit harder on this far left side. Darn Edwards is still alive. Oh, we're having an OG counter rally on this Berry Muffins rally. Swagbot is hitting this. Tillanev. Still not seeing any real swarm from 38 on this flag. OG and JG are starting to stack up and push this murder ball. Slowly but surely they're eating away at 38's territory. Basically their murder ball territory. Slowly but surely. And they're not swarming this Attila Nev, so I don't think this Henry's going to last too much longer, unfortunately, for them. The Xeno's just stacking up. A lot of 38, though, still here, unfortunately for OG here. They're starting to swarm down this Attila Nev with Tamaris and some different marches. I don't think that Attila Nev's going to last much longer. It's going to pop here in a second. Yeah, it's going home here in a second. Boom. Wee. Xeno flag is still on red, as far as I can tell. Let's go ahead and simplify and double check that the health is okay. I imagine we're still good on this flag, but yeah. Still seeing the same scenario either way. Flag is still very healthy from JST's OG side here. See if these players are losing a lot of power or not. I think they healed. They're losing a little bit. Not seeing. It's not updating very well right now, I don't think. 38 is still controlling this field very well. Oh, they changed the Flav Scipio, which I think is a mistake. They're gonna have to change this captain as soon as possible. It's their heal. It's not gonna last very long. They were doing really well because the Xeno was healing and keeping the damage down that it's taking, but Flavius is more damaging. And I mean, I understand they need to, but his Flav's gonna pop. Henry and Nebu is getting very low. It's possible it's being swarmed. I think OG is swarming this Henry Nebu, trying to kill it. Keeps getting reinforced. Let's see if they're. Let's see if they're popping. I think they're gonna pop this Henry Nebu. It's getting so low, and it got popped. Wee all the way home. Flav Scipio is still in garrison. Hopefully they swap it to Xeno, and then he'd be safe. It'd be safe if they swap it right about now. And there's nobody's hitting this flag, so this flag's safe again for now. Let's see if any of these players are willing to share the report. I know this player was online, I'm pretty sure. And I think this one is too, so we'll see if any of them will share it. If not, it's okay. They're obviously very busy. But I'll probably have like 100 reports tomorrow morning when I come back on here to get any of these reports. OG's doing a pretty good job. That person was definitely in the flag, so. Multiple marshes were in that flag. See if we can get at least one person to share us a report. That's all I need. Because that flag report is going to be pretty big because it went on for quite some time. OG is trying to push 38 away though. But it's going to be kind of hard for them to do it. So, OG's doing a good job of trying to keep this from being burned, so let's go ahead and see what JST is up to on this other side, if they've been pushed by 38 again. But I imagine they're fighting 75 because 38 is fighting OG. So JG and them are stacking up on 75. Possible to see a rally here pretty soon. They need to be burning something from 75, so I'm not sure where 75 is at. Not seeing as many marches unless they're stacking somewhere else or they're refreshing a lot of marches. JG is all over this territory right now. There's like 175 march over here that's getting, it's like, this Boudica is like hitting this JST player and it's like, oh no, I'm on their side. And you're gonna get smashed. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. He just made one big mistake there. I guess it's this player right here, but it's just doing a Boudica like right next to him is not the best idea. So let's see if they launch a rally on this flag, but this flag needs healed. They need to heal it because they're having an issue with that. So we'll glance back real quick at somewhere else, see if anything else is happening, if JST's pushed somewhere else. I'm highly doubting it. They're building this flag still. Not much activity there. JST is over here field fighting. No burning flags from what I can see still though, so kind of a wasted time for anybody over there. Let's see if they burn one of these JG flags. I'm gonna go grab a snack though, so I'll be right back. Keep the camera right here. So I went ahead and grabbed a snack, but see if we see a rally coming in, but otherwise we'll go. Finally. Oh my goodness. It's been so many hours and I have not seen an XY in forever rally. It's taken them forever to use that. Forever. Used to Attila over this all the time. I should have done that long time ago. Long time ago. But I'm gonna go on mute. You guys keep watching this. I'm gonna eat my snack and I'll keep the conversation going for a little bit while. Okay, so as you guys saw, they did swarm the snot out of this XY, but JST should be able to keep this rally full. If they can't keep it full, why are you rallying? So if they can keep this rally full, this is gonna do well. They just gotta keep it full. And that's the issue I feel like they've been having is, do they want to do a rally that they can get swarmed or not? And this one can be swarmed. 75 was like, XY, let's go. And they start swarming it, but it's still alive, which is good. This Xeno's doing okay. I can't tell if they're swarming the Xeno flag though, which is a little bit surprising if they're not. Because XY Nev should be doing good if they can get it going up and going really good. So ended up finally getting one of these reports from the 2338. 100,000 dead. So we'll watch this rally and then we'll go ahead and glance through those reports and see what we got. Could be the same, excuse me, could be the same one, but we'll have to go and see what we get. They're finally swarming this Xeno flag, so I think it's a Xeno and YSS. Some of these marches do need to pull away though, they're getting kind of low. So XY Nev should be doing really well if it's Xeno and YSS, so I don't think it's a Xeno and Flav, I don't think. Also not seeing the skill fire off, so that'll help. Simplify here for a second, see if we can see, double check this is a YSS. It may be Flavius, I can't tell. Nope, there's a YSS. I was like, finally see the boat. I was like, I'm not seeing the Xeno heal because it's so much skill damage, but YSS is usually pretty good because you can see the big boat splash. It's a little hard sometimes when there's so much going on though. They should be swarming this flag. They need to get it burned. So they control this field pretty heavily. They were for a while, but they need somebody to refresh and start swarming again. Xeno, yep. There goes the JST rally. They canceled. So let's go ahead and go a little ways away and check these rally reports that I finally got from some of these people. So this is all 2338. 100,000 dead, T4. Let's see if we can't find the rally report here. So we got a lot of dead from AoE and some swarming. That darn Edward. Too bad he didn't get any AoE on the flag or something. Alright, so positive trade for OG here when they were getting rallied by this Henry and Nebu. Just what you would normally see is that Henry Nebu just doesn't really do as well as you would hope. It just doesn't. It does do a lot of AoE. Does have good counterattack, but on the actual trade, it's not really that great. But there's a lot of T4 in this 38 rally, so kind of tells you a tale that 1365 is throwing a lot of T5 around too. So a lot of T5. A lot of deads though for people around the flag with AoE though, so that ups the report for this OG flag tremendously. A lot of dead troops for these people that are around the flag. Because I don't think 38 used a different rally lead for that rally than the people that were standing around. So basically anybody that was in the AoE is getting hit by this AoE. They were standing right next to this flag, so a lot of AoE. A lot of AoE. 3 kills for a lot of these people. $200,000 T4. Exactly 258. Oh man, somebody swarming with T4s. Pretty savage. 117,000 more T4. You should never swarm with T4. That's T4? That's mix. Swarming with T4 is probably not the best idea. This is the same report. I imagine I'm gonna get the same report from all these players. That one might be different. But it could, I think this is the same one. It's all the same people giving me the exact same report. But this is the Henry side. They get the Henry side, so let's check this side just to see how it kind of went from their side. Troop buffs. We have Joan of Arc skill for counterattack, normal attack damage, same, pretty much similar thing. Archer units led by his commander gain defense and march speed. Oh, Sun Tzu and this skill they look exactly the same, but it's not the same. And then there's Constantine's skill, which is pretty powerful for Infamous KVK. 40% health is a huge buff for infantry. Huge buff. Good stats on both sides. All damage is maybe a little bit low for the garrison. It should be. They may not have won the Pre-KVK SMA, it's probably on point for what they should have. But otherwise, there's a lot of AoE, but just Sabs. I don't think that they're gonna have any like dead troops from this, most likely. The AoE on the Henry Nebu is not all that powerful anyways. Just a lot of Seb wounds. There may be a few dead here or there. But let's go ahead and thank people because this is like the first report that I've gotten from anybody. So I asked this about the same amount of people from the last time and none of them were able to share because they're too busy, I think. So go ahead and get back to what was going on here and see what happens. Looks like 75 is pushed back, 38's back over here swarming the snot out of this flag. Or at least rallying this flag. Let's see if we can't see what the rally is. I hope they changed what they were using. Using Henry Nebu's not the best case scenario for this flag. I'm not seeing what the rally is here. Okay, it's here. Call Herald. They should be controlling this field. I don't know why they're doing Call Herald. They could. I think they might be able to double rally this flag. Have to see. Not sure. The reset did just hit, so we'll have to check to see if there's anything from reset. Kind of doubting it. It's a Saturday, so this Bakal Herald will just get probably a negative trade, to be honest. So this Bakal Herald's getting swarmed a little bit, but JG and JST are trying to hold this flag. Which I think they should do fine unless they swarm it, because Bakal Herald just don't do much. 15 stacks on that Bakal Herald though. Call Herald is still being swarmed. I wouldn't swarm it, I'd just let it kind of free hit, to be honest, because it's not really going to do anything for them. We'll also probably stream till for another 15-20 minutes. And then we'll probably cut it for the evening because I need to try and watch some stuff myself and all that kind of stuff, so. Do appreciate anybody that's been here for a very long time and all the Chibit that have been watching this stream in the last stream. Trying to do more streaming and try and get some more subscribers and stuff to try and grow this community on this channel. So JST and JG did defend this flag. Don't forget that we'll be trying to live stream tomorrow some of the Osiris League battles. We'll also stream probably my Osiris match, so like there's gonna be like a 13 TC match. I think at like, what is that, like 8 o'clock my time, I think. We'll try to stream that, and then we'll also try to stream my Arc match tomorrow with my own kingdom, and then we'll go ahead and stream the 15 UTC match, and then we'll probably not stream anymore because I have some other things I have to get done. That's most likely what's going to happen. Maybe not stream the 13 UTC one, but we'll see. We'll have to see which one I stream. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything from reset. Not seeing anything too crazy, so didn't think there would be anything different really. Looks like JG and JST are trying to push against 75 again with King skill and all that. We'll see if they launch a rally on this flag, but I don't imagine they're going to worry about trying to burn this flag too much. I don't know. Depends. Go ahead and check this side again. I haven't checked it in quite some time. It's like the same situation as it has been all day. 1875 and BLN have not been able to push each other. All the flags are healing. Same murder ball in this middle here. Check this JST side again, see if there's anything. Few players from JST fighting 2244. No burning flags still. Weird rally on this flag because it's no support really. I mean, there is, but not really. A little late support. No burning flags on this side, they're not touching. JST and JG are pushing towards 38 side. 38 is stacking up to fight them again. $75 is not really on the field right now, from what I'm telling. Looks like 1365 wants to fight, so they're going to engage here. I'm thinking that JG and JST can definitely push this side of the map because 75 hasn't stacked up recently to fight them, so not seeing any. Well, there is a. This is the wrong time to be using XY. Wrong time. JST is being extremely bold using an XY rally here. Extremely bold. All 38 has to do is swarm it. And it's a Xeno Flav. That's going to hurt a little bit. JG really shouldn't back up here. They should really just push 38. More and more marches pouring in though from JST and JG to try and hold this flag down and burn it. But this 38 player here is basically solo filling from what I'm seeing. Multiple marches coming in from this side and going in. May not be this player specifically reinforcing, but it is definitely coming from their city. Few from top too, but most of it's coming from bottom to reinforce. I think this XY is getting swarmed a little bit, not too much, but a little bit here. The JG is from here is definitely trying to hold the field here as best they can. This XY Nev is still up. I think that using it right now is probably not the best, simply because there's so much field here from 38 also. But it is a very bold move to go ahead and try and do that. If you keep it full, it'll help you burn it. And I think they are swarming this flag now, so if they weren't earlier, they definitely are now with some Scipios, some Guans. They need more people to swarm though. They need to burn it quicker. If they can get people to swarm right now, it would help because 38 is coming up from the bottom. A couple more people are swarming this Xeno flag. Now it's starting to be a lot more people swarming this flag. There it popped. Finally popped that flag, so. A solid win for JG there to burn that flag because 38's still pushing from bottom. Nice stream, so chill. Yep, I try to have a pretty chill stream. Thank you for joining the stream, Fevy. I'm not gonna say your name right, I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I think 38's a little upset now they're pushing up on JG because JG all just went to refresh and now they're all like coming through and swarming everybody. Looks like JG is field fighting with 75 over here. Flag, they're not swarming, so I think they're just field fighting. I think JG's gonna have to be careful because 38's coming back with a very large, well, was a larger murder ball. I thought they were getting kind of angry, but it seems like they just want to stack up again. So JG can push 75 all they want, honestly, because 38 won't come until they stack up more, I feel like. And JG and JST have woke up a little bit. So now they're starting to get more people coming in. A lot more people. They should be able to just walk all over 75 now. That Salvin's getting melted. It's probably his fresh march and he's like, ah! Here goes the Nevi too. That guy just got absolutely melted. Man. I'm not seeing too many 75 marches, so I think JST will probably try to... Oh, okay. We'll probably try to rally this flag, but they'll have to be careful because 38 is stacking up. have to be careful they don't make the same mistake. Maybe not mistake, but the same issue they had last time where they got kind of sandwiched. So they have to be a little careful. I'll let in a 75 player port though. It's too late. They'll have to try and cover this like middle spot though, because well, that crystal field probably covers it, so it's probably fine. I'd imagine there would be probably another rally coming eventually from JST. I swear it's going to be an XY and it's going to be like took you guys way too long to use that. But I think 38 is going to be an issue here pretty soon. Because they're stacking up pretty big. Like they always have been. But JST is doing what they can. Darn emoji, man. Oh man. Grab some of this stuff because it's probably annoying to people. Looks like some of the 38 players are trying to engage what's left JG over here, but I think those JG players should really be stacking with the rest because 38's gonna push up probably somewhere here. First I thought that was a 75 Nibu getting swarmed, it wasn't. I thought that was like walking back. Where are you coming from? Trying to see if there's going to be a rally coming anytime soon. Kind of doubting it. But I don't know why else they would stack here. Okay, there is a rally. There's Henry and Nebu. Nope. See, I tell you every time. I've told them, I feel like I've been telling them to use XY all this time, and now they use it. It's like, oh my gosh. Now they won't stop using it. It's ridiculous. But it has got swarmed already. It's right on yellow. But JST owns this field. JG owns it pretty heavily. Even though this XY is being swarmed. All they need to do is just swarm the Xeno. Because all these players from 75 on this bottom right are getting just pummeled. Now hopefully 38 don't interfere. Or they may have a little bit of an issue, because 38 does have a very large murder ball on that left side, not very far away. This is Xeno Flab, so it's going to be harder for them to burn it. So let's see what 38's doing over here. Absolutely nothing. I tell you, they stand around way too much. Way too much. JST is swarming the snot out of this flag. Probably the largest murder ball that they've had for a while is sitting right here. Flag is very full though. They're taking 8k normal. It's going to be a little bit longer before they can really start to nail this flag. People are going to have to back off. There's some people getting smashed that should have been backing off. 75 Xeno is going in the flag for a refresh on the captains. Flag is getting low. 2000 normal attack is only what's dealing. It's back up to 5 or 6. It's getting at least half full again now. Down, still at 5k normal, so Saddle and Ethelfled shouldn't be swarming. There we go. Somebody else hopefully will get in there. Do have a Tommy on this flag, which is really good. Getting kind of normal tech are we talking about here? Still at 5k normal. It's going to be very hard for them to burn this flag. They're going to have to commit real hard on this flag to get burned. They're still keeping it half full. I'm assuming one of these players over here is hard filling because XY Nev hitting this flag is definitely high skill damage. I don't know if they can keep it full, otherwise they control the field so heavily. It's gonna have to be somebody just dumping troops in. Down to 3,000 normal attack. It's back up to 3k. Definitely a hard. This flag on this 75 side has been a very hard flag to burn. Very hard. They swarmed this like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. They couldn't burn it, so they swarmed it a lot. So with the next YNAV, so they're doing a good job of keeping this flag topped off. I feel like it's back up to 5k normal. So, but JG is not giving up. They're still swarming the snot out of this flag. Boudikas, Navskis, that's what you like to see. Oh, this flag's getting low. It was at 1k for a while. Yep, it popped. There it goes. It got low there. It got to like a 1,000 normal and it popped. There's too much skill damage, so. XY Captain, GG. Give all the flowers. Still a darn Edward. It's always an Edward on the field, I'm telling you. Somebody always has Edward. Ridiculous. All day, it's all I've been seeing is Edward everywhere. There's always at least one. Well, 38 was doing exactly what I assumed they were doing. Not helping 75, but pushing field over here. Cannot tell what's happening, but there is a Pakal Herald rally. Such a waste, man. Such a waste. Darn Pakal Herald should be a freaking XY. Like, if JST is over here swarming with an XY, like, why aren't you? Like, seems a little. I mean, I understand JST would swarm it, but feels like I feel like it's a Pakal Herald. I swear this is a Pakal Herald. They love Pakal Herald on this 38 side. I know they do. Let's double check what they're swarming, anyways. Okay, we're not even looking in the right spot. They're swarming this Xeno, and it's not even close. They're not gonna burn this flag. No way. No way. All the JG players coming back from the right side are gonna be piling right on top of them and pushing them away. Nice try. But darn Edward right in the middle. I'm telling you, every time there's always an Edward. It's from somewhere. Let's go ahead and see about the other music real fast. Always dang Edward. Still not dead though. Telling you. Call Herald's such a waste. I swear it's this Call Herald hitting, but I assume it is, but can't tell otherwise. Too much going on. I know the flag is over here. It's gotta be this Call Herald, I would imagine. I think the health bar is not updated though, because I don't feel like it would be that white. Is it an XY? I don't know. Not sure. Let's just double check. I swear that's probably Pakal. Yeah, it's Pakal. It's Pakal. It's infantry. It's definitely Pakal. But it's this one, not the other one. It just didn't update. This one looked like it was like, there's no way it's that white. No way it's got that much of a health bar left. Nope. I think the flag's actually healthier than the rally is over there. Somebody is putting Tommy stacks on that Pakal though, so they might cancel. They canceled. So, looks like that. Still a lot of 38 on the field, but I think JG is starting to gain the ground back because a lot of 38's refreshing. Freaking Edward, man, is still alive. Freaking Eddie Tommy, right in the middle, is still not dead. Can't handle it. Go home. Still, there's another one. There's literally two. There's one from 38, and there's one from JG. It's ridiculous. Looks like JG is pushing them back, like I was kind of saying. And more of them are pouring in from top. The JST, are they swarming something here? Are they swarming somebody? I think they're just swarming somebody. They killed that Edward? No, he's still alive. He's still alive. He's still alive. That's their player though, so. I'm surprised that 38 OG, like this, where's the OG player going? So sad. He's getting smashed. Oh my, wow, rip. You best switch that now. You're gonna get swarmed to high head. Swarm, don't stop. Swarm. They need to burn it. The swarm is not out of that again. They should swarm that. Some people are swarming. They need more. It's not full. Swarm. Go, 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 go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's the glasses. We got it. Everybody noticed. I watched the last second of Yazino and it's like, oh, too late. And then we like 6 players. Man. I know it was already burning, but like, at least have a captain. More and more JST and JG are pouring in, which, like I was saying earlier though, they should really be up here. Pushing 2244 out of here so they don't even have to worry about them. I know that takes a lot away from them, but there's nothing up here being burned. JST is just filling it with farms up on here. Obviously not everybody up here is a farm, but there are farms up here filling these flags, some of them. With 2244 really up high. Why? At least use archers like Henry Nebu or something. Like, Taco's not gonna get you to burn the flag. Especially when I haven't seen really 2244 swarm very much. A lot of standing. Probably a lot of farms over here to fill this flag. Multiple farms. So I don't imagine anything's gonna be burning up top for a while. Let's check if this is ever gonna change for BLN over here. I don't think it is though. BLN and JG are still in the same darn spot. They haven't moved a little bit in this exact same spot for so long. This murder ball has not died in forever. They're still fighting here. Neither side is burning. I think JG is in a better situation though, or not JG, BLN though, because their flag is healing up top, and I would say 75 can't afford for that flag to be full healed. If it gets full healed, that's at least 3 or 4 hours of push, and then to burn a flag, like, it's a lot of time. Like, it was burned when this started like 7 hours ago, a few times, and then it's not been burned very often. So if it gets full healed, JST is going to have, and BLN on this side is going to have a lot of time to push on the other side. I have to see if they're rallying anything here, but I'm highly doubting it. I haven't seen a rally on this side freaking forever. Nope. This field. No change over here. They're still doing the same dang thing. Pork chop still over here. Let's go ahead and see if JST is still pushing in this middle area. We need to check OG too. We haven't checked OG for a while. OG is burning 75 and they're healing, which is good because they need to. OG has been having a rough time with 38 for a while. They were having an issue, I think, over here. Yeah, 38 is still pushing OG pretty heavily, but they are healing. They are healing. So they're at least stalemating them here. So is JG still pushing? Yes. They're just making sure the flags stay burning for now. So no rallies right now that matter. Very few 75 are still left on this field. I imagine, I'm really feeling that 75 is part of the kingdom's going to sleep, because this used to be a much bigger murder ball, and if they're still having issue with OG on the other side, they're not too active right now. Especially when they're using Pakal Herald to cheese right now. Let's see if OG is holding their own or not over here with BLN. OG is trying to throw marches in that 38, but 38's pushing pretty hard here. There's a YSG primary, that's a mistake. YSG what? A monitor? Like, oh man, that's a unique one. Like, why? I don't get that one. Looks like 38's backing off though for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like they have the marches. I don't know why they're backing off. They pulled them onto their own territory, but there's a small train of 38 coming in to reinforce this murder ball, so I think they just wanted to reposition it on their territory, or in between at least. Yeah. OG's trying to pour some troops in, but they're outnumbered, looks like to me. But JG is coming down with JST. Oh boy. They're like, hey, you can't run away from us. This 38 kind of left this side alone. And 75 is letting it burn, so JST's like, I'm just going to walk over there. So they're going to walk over here. And they're probably going to try and sandwich 38, I imagine. They do have to walk a little ways, which is the issue, I think, why there's not a ton of marches over here just yet. But they're definitely going to try and sandwich them. And then they're going to have a much smaller murder ball burn this flag again in like 10 minutes. Yeah. They need to make sure this heals though. Like, this needs to be half as soon as possible. It needs to be like this flag so they have a chance to they have some leeway where they can go. But this JST and JG ball should be pushing OG. Yep, they're gonna push. Surprise! So OG pushed, and then JST and JG are like, here we are, hello. I expect King skills to be cast and all that here in a second. Looks like 38 is ready to cast theirs. I imagine 38 is going to get hard pushed here in a second. All the men go wee wee wee. All the way home. More and more JG coming. Yeah, a lot of 38 marches are retreating. But I'm telling you, stupid Edward are still in the middle here. I don't even want to look who it is. I don't even want to look. Never seen more Edwards than right now. It's honestly ridiculous. Still more JG coming in from the right here. I don't think it's enough though. But I think that the surprise from JG and JST is enough to push them away. OG definitely needs the support. They've been having some issues with 38 for honestly hours now. If they can keep these flags burning on the side, that'd be really helpful to OG. Because they need to basically tell 38 to back off for a little bit, because it's been like the opposite all day for OG here. They've been having some heavy fight. I think finally OG or 38's a little bit on the back foot now. Still more JG coming in from the side, so should help out. A lot of 38 are retreating. Still having some 38 coming in, but OG is reinforcing their murder ball, JST is reinforcing theirs. They're doing what they do best, which is every little bit, slowly but surely pushing them down, pushing them back. Slowly but surely. And this murder ball from 38 is getting split a little bit. A lot of them are retreating too. This left side's it's probably doing fine. Darn Edward, I'm telling you. But this 38 murder ball is getting kind of smashed because this right side is kind of just walking away, and this middle part's getting kind of wrecked by GG, so we'll see. And OG's pushing pretty good too. Some more JJ coming in to reinforce, and OG's got a fairly large amount coming from the left. So yeah, 38's gonna have to regroup. They're just leaving. Whoever's left over is getting kind of sandwiched. They're gonna need to regroup, not just send marshes in. A lot of them are just immediately just retreating. Yeah, they need to just full retreat, not this kind of willy-nilly half-butt retreat, because it just leaves all the ones that fighting to just get smashed and waste resources. So they're trying to stack back up because OG has to walk a lot further. But I still think OG, if they want to, can push, but I don't think they need to. They pushed them far enough. I think they need to back up a little bit and kind of stack back up somewhere where they need to burn something. I don't know if they need to push left or right. Looks like OG is building a new flag. Try and touch 38, which is... I mean, I guess if they can burn this flag with JG, they can maybe double rally the next one. Maybe. But I mean, I think it's a little soon to be building a flag. I would just let it go for a little bit. But BLN, OG, and JG are all together here, cleaning house. A lot of 38 retreating. They need to back up and stack somewhere else. So a lot of this just send in. JST is stacked up kind of like your big mid fight. They've stacked up enough that like all this bottom stuff is just not working for this fight. Not working. So let's see where JG and OG is going to have to go. But I think they've kind of done their job and pushed 38 back enough that they can maybe get a little bit of a breather, heal some of their flags. and stuff like that, because they definitely pushed him away. Looks like 75 woke up a little bit. There's a lot of JG at the top. Oh man, always somebody. I think it's an even fight, honestly. 75 is stacked up enough that I think they've got a good murder ball down bottom. But I think they're gonna have to push up if they're gonna want to keep it up. But I think OG or JG here is getting reinforcements from JST. It's starting to turn the tables on this 75 murder ball because there's not a lot of reinforcements from 75. 75 is being pushed and a lot of them are retreating just like 38 was. A lot of these marches are just leaving. You can't just leave. It's not going to help your team. You don't see a lot of that from JST. The only ones that retreat are ones that are pretty much dead. They might stand there a little bit, but they usually go right back in. Or they clean up the ones on the outside. That's the major difference I've been seeing is a lot of the, I don't want to say willy-nilly, but just the way they fight's different. A lot more JG, JST will fully commit, and a lot of the, I would say 38's a little bit worse, well, not worse, but does it a little bit more than 75 does, but definitely they retreat a lot. Not like full retreat, but kind of the little retreats that they like. Could be because of lag, it's very possible it's lag, but a lot of them do back off and causes them to be pushed. As you see the screen, it just slowly goes down because they just keep slowly but surely pushing them because they keep retreating too much. It just eats away at the ground. It's like JG and JST has pushed them fairly far. There's still another Edward out there. I still see it. I'll tell you, as soon as you see one, you see them all. Don't think that they're hitting any of these flags, but a lot of the flags I think are still burning. Yeah, nope, it's healing. Should see a rally here pretty soon from JG then. Try and burn it. They need to keep the pressure up. Especially since they haven't fought 2244. Looks like JG refreshed a little bit, and it kind of gave 75 a little bit of a leeway here. So we'll see if we see a rally here. I imagine they need to wait a little bit, push the field some. Let's go ahead and see if JST is down here or where they're at. Looks like 38 is back for more. JG or OG here. Sometimes the emojis are refreshing and getting ready. 38's wanting to engage already, which this flag's taking a while. OG's not ready for that. Steady stream from 38. I think a lot of the JG went back to fight 75. Oh, we got a 875 John Jigsaw. I'm saying it wrong, but it is in there. Is it just Swarm? Yeah, somebody's swarming this flag stupidly. Very dumbly swarming this flag with Salve and Khan. So sad. So I think something they should add though to these KVKs is like the Ark of Osiris battle report button. They need to add that because it'd be a lot easier than asking for a report from everybody, and also it just makes it easier to like, they can do it on those buildings, why can't you do it on building flags? Just give us a battle report option. It's a lot easier. So everybody can see it whenever they want to. At least the most recent one or something. I don't see how it's any different than anything else they have, so we'll see if they rally this flag, but I imagine they probably won't. At least not yet. They need to push away the 75 line. Somebody took it out with the garrison. I'm pretty sure somebody took it out. Let's see if it's with Jad. If it's with Jad, they took it out on accident. No, it's with Tommy. That's a weird march. I mean, it does big damage, but doesn't have a lot of stats, so it doesn't have a slow cycle either, so I don't know. Be a different type of march. I think it was the Tommy though, which is a little different. Kind of like putting Saladin or something with Tommy, which I don't know, that would do that. Looks like OG is being pushed away a little bit though, so I don't imagine to see a rally for a while from OG. Go ahead and see anything happening here. I think this is maybe probably safe. Yeah. This is the Kingsland so far. Honestly, it has not changed in the last 4 hours at least, maybe 5. It's been like this all day. Exact same map. 2244 is still holding that top right corner and a little bit in the middle there on the top right. They aren't really moving too much. And then JG or BLN and 75 are fighting far left. The red and purple collide in a horizontal. They've been fighting there for hours in the same spot. JST, JG, and OG are fighting 38 in the middle with 75 on the left and right of them. And that's basically the whole fight right now. I would say the most intense is far left, and then in this area where 38 and 75 collide with JG. And JST is having to walk down here, which I think they should have still be burning 2244 out, like I was saying, but if they don't think they're a threat, then they need to wean down on 75 and 38 anyways. So it looks like JST and JG are trying to push 75 still, but it's gonna take some time. So this stream's almost been 4 hours, 3 hours and 40 minutes roughly. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I do appreciate any of you guys that have been here for a long time, watching the stream for a long time, and anybody else that's hopped in and watched for a while. I do appreciate all you guys that have been here. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, share some of these videos to your friends, because we're going to be going ahead and streaming even more in the coming days, some different streams depending on what game I'm feeling like, and also what's going on in the game, this one here itself. So thank you guys for watching this video, well, this live stream. It's been a long one, done 2 streams today actually, so we'll be back tomorrow with another live stream with the Osiris League, possibly Arc myself, but we'll see if I stream my own Arc or not. Depends on how I'm feeling, well, feeling about the Arc itself. So thank you guys again for joining the stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one.